Yeah, dog. This guy's badass. I love him. That's what's up, boss. I'm not following you though. As they say, guys, ride your own ride. Alright, welcome back everyone to Shifting Savage. We got the Ninja 250 over here. Today we're going to do a little video about how hard it is to actually ride this thing. Is it hard to ride a motorcycle? We're going to find out. So before we even get on the thing, we're going to look at some parts on the bike. What makes the motorcycle different than, let's say, a moped or a bicycle. Obviously the motor, but some other key points here. Let's dive right into it. So first of all, obviously the seating position is going to be a lot different than a moped. More similar to a bicycle, you're going to sit fully over the thing. And once you're on it, you're going to notice you got a couple levers up here. A couple different controls. On the left side, we're going to have a clutch. Now, most motorcycles, if not a majority of motorcycles, if you're going to get on a bike, it's probably going to be a manual transmission. If you're not familiar with a manual transmission, they all have a clutch for starters, but there's a couple things that are very important about it. So to understand a manual transmission, there's a couple things you're going to need to understand. I'm going to try and break it down as quickly and as simply as I can for you. So, at the start of our chain, we have a motor. The motor, when it's running, is always spinning. On the other end, we got the wheels, which need to spin for the vehicle to go. The problem is that if I have the motor spinning and the wheels are not spinning, and I don't balance everything just correctly, I'm going to stall the engine. So that's where our clutch comes in. Our clutch engages and disengages the spinning of the engine from the spinning of the back wheel through the transmission, which we're going to get to next. So just think about this lever here as when it's out and I'm in gear, I'm getting power in my wheels. When it's in, I'm just revving, no power to the wheels. That's important. The next thing, if you come down here, on the left side of the bike, you're going to have a shift lever. Now, unlike in a car, this is a sequential shifter, meaning it clicks up and down for your gears, and you're going to cycle through them by going up and down. In essence, if we come over here, sit on the bike, and turn the bike on. If I want to give the bike gas right now, drop the clutch and go. This light tells me I'm in neutral, so it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not getting any power to the back wheels. If I were to go ahead and pull this in, click down, now I'm in gear. But if I try and just drop the clutch, the bike stalls. So what we need to do is we need to let out that clutch slowly. Eventually, hear that? And you feel that? The bike's starting to move on its own. Keep letting it go. Still on it, and now I'm off. I didn't use any gas, but now I'm moving. At this point, you're probably going to need to stop. And like I said, if we pull this clutch lever, we're going to disengage the engine from the back wheel. And we're coming to a stop here. I'm not using any brakes, but we'll get to that next. On the front right here, this is my front brake. That is going to be the most stopping power on the bike. However, it gets a little tricky because it's also my steering. So if I were to brake while steering, my bike wants to go into the floor. We don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that you're braking while straight for the most part. Anything beyond that, it's going to be a more advanced technique we're not covering right here today. Now, on the right foot right here, I got a pedal, just like in a car. And that's my rear brake. Now this brake is obviously braking the power wheel. So if I'm applying gas at the same time I'm applying brake, it's not going to be the most effective thing in the world. What we're going to want to do is combine the two. So kind of come in on both for the most part. And then when I'm coming down to a slow stop, I'll usually rest my foot right there, so that way I don't move. Now let's say I want to rest in neutral. You see all those guys sitting at the light revving their bikes. They don't have their hand on the left handlebar like I do. But right here, halfway up between 1 and 2, you're going to get neutral. And that's going to put that light back on. Or if you have a Kawasaki like mine, you just yank it up while you're standing still, and that'll put you in neutral. And now I can let go of the clutch. Now there is a pattern to this sequential shifter. You notice that I shifted down when I wanted to get into first gear, and I was shifting back up. So the pattern is this. You have 1 click down for first gear. Then every gear past that is to click up. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th are all up clicks. And then click down all the way back to first. The only time you're going to click up other than that is to put it in neutral. So now that we've gone over all the different pieces of the bike, let's actually take this out on the road and see it in practice. Now in order to shift, I'm going to load up on my left foot. I'm going to put my clutch in a tiny bit. I'm going to pop my gas inwards like this, one motion. Boom. That's in essence what you're trying to do. You're going to go in with the gas and back out really fast. In with the clutch and back out really fast while you're loading pressure on that pedal down there for it to shift when it feels that it's ready. All of these other actions are going to be what causes it to be ready. So we're unloading the transmission, we're giving some leeway on the clutch for it to move, and we're shifting the gear. Let's go up to 3rd. Boom. So my foot's in the same position, it's not moving, I'm not forcing it into gear, but when I flick my wrist down for the gas and flick the clutch in a little bit, it just clicks right into place. Just clicks right into place. Now to downshift, same concept, but in reverse almost. Now if we want to downshift, I'm going to load some pressure on top of the shifter. I'm going to start with the gas going down. I'm going to flick it up and hit that clutch again the same way, but I'm going to click down as I'm doing it. Watch, ready? And that's a down and back up. Not too bad. Let's take this windy road up here. Gravel in the road, not safe at all. So the question really boils it down. Is riding a motorcycle hard? I know everything I explained, and I'm not the best teacher here, but everything I explained seems a little complicated, but once it's in practice, it really isn't that hard. It might take a day or two of learning to actually get to shifting. It took me a few days, actually, and I'm still not perfect, I'm still learning. But it hasn't been grueling. I haven't been messing up and getting hurt. It's really not that bad. Once you're actually moving, if you ever ridden a bicycle, it's pretty much just the same, just under power. Traffic is a little daunting, but you get over it. I gotta say, all in all, I mean, no, it really isn't that hard. But it depends on what you're doing. But if you're just using the bike to cruise around town, absolutely not, it's hard. No way. Anyone could do this. But maybe not your grandpa, but you know what I mean. The tip that I'd give you guys if you're just riding out, you want to be smooth with your throttle. You really don't want to jerk that throttle around like you would on a moped. There's a lot more power, even on a 250, to throw around than a 50cc would have. And with the manual transmission, you get that real jerky, unloaded transmission feeling. Really, just stay smooth with that throttle. You won't have as much of a problem. Look at this guy. How fast does that go? How fast does that go? 30? Yeah? How is it off the line? Is it fast because electric? Nah. Seen you doing the wheelies though. Nice, man. Good shit. See you around. So now we're set up with the drone. I got this mount that I made for the remote to stay right there. And we're going to launch it up and see what happens. Alright, and we're set to track mode. Let's record. And let's go for it. Let's see what happens here. Is that a motorcycle cop? Can't tell. Alright. Let's see how this does. And hopefully this thing don't fall off the bike. Let's do it. This is sick. It's following me on an autonomous flight past this beautiful reservoir. Look at that shot. Wow. Sorry guys, I'm going slow. I got a drone following me.